Picture this. You're sitting across from a financial advisor at 63 years old. You've worked for 35 years, you showed up, you paid your bills, you weren't irresponsible. And the advisor slides a number across the table and your stomach drops. Because the amount sitting in your retirement account is not enough, not even close to enough. And the worst part? You saw this coming. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you always knew you'd probably have to deal with this eventually. You just kept thinking you'd figure it out later.
Here's the thing. That scenario isn't rare. According to data from the Federal Reserve, the median retirement savings for Americans nearing retirement age is significantly below what most financial planners consider a comfortable retirement threshold. And for a large portion of adults over 55, the number is effectively zero. Not because those people didn't work hard, not because they were careless, but because of a few specific habits repeated quietly over decades that slowly made retirement security almost impossible. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time thinking about why so many people end up financially unprepared for retirement. If you're someone who feels behind on saving for the future, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out.
Now, most people assume the retirement problem is simple. They didn't save enough. End of story. But that explanation skips the most important part. Why didn't they save enough? Because the answer to that question is where the actual fix lives. Root cause number 1, waiting for the right time. Here's something most people have said at least once. I'll start seriously saving for retirement when things settle down. When I get the raise, when the kids are older, when I pay off the car. It sounds reasonable. Life is expensive. There's always something. But here's what most people don't realize. Time is the single most powerful variable in retirement savings, and every year you wait costs you more than the year before. Let's look at a quick example. 2 people, same income, same monthly investment amount. Person A starts at 25. Person B starts at 35. Same contributions, same average return. By the time both reach 65, Person A could end up with more than double what Person B has accumulated. Not because Person A earned more, not because they were smarter, just because they started 10 years earlier and let compounding do the work. That gap is brutal. And the painful truth is that every year spent waiting makes it harder to close. The right time to start is almost never perfect, but starting imperfectly is still dramatically better than not starting at all. Root cause number 2, lifestyle inflation. This one is quieter. It doesn't feel like a mistake in the moment, which is exactly what makes it so damaging over time. Here's the pattern. Income goes up, life gets upgraded. Better apartment, newer car, more dining out, more subscriptions, more convenience. None of it feels excessive. Each individual upgrade seems reasonable. But the net result is that income keeps growing and savings stay flat. Sometimes they even shrink. Behavioral economists call this hedonic adaptation. Your brain adjusts to improvements extremely fast. That upgrade feels incredible for a few months, and then it just becomes normal. So you look for the next one. And meanwhile, the gap between what you earn and what you keep never actually widens. For most people, this plays out over an entire career. Every raise gets absorbed by lifestyle. Every bonus disappears into a one-time splurge. And retirement savings get treated like whatever is left over at the end of the month, which is usually nothing. The fix is straightforward, even if it requires some discipline. Every time your income increases, direct a portion of that increase toward retirement savings before it gets absorbed into spending. Even capturing half of every raise can change your retirement picture dramatically over a 20 to 30-year career. Root cause number 3, running on intention instead of a system. Here's something worth being honest about. Most people intend to save for retirement. They think about it, they feel guilty when they don't do it, they plan to do better next month. But intention alone almost never produces consistent results, because intention requires you to make the right decision over and over again, often when you're tired, stressed, or distracted. A system removes that requirement entirely. Think about it this way. If your retirement contributions only happen when you remember to do them, they're competing with every other financial priority in your life. Every single month. Rent, groceries, car payments, unexpected bills. Retirement savings are easy to skip when money feels tight. And money almost always feels tight when there's no system protecting that contribution. Automation changes this completely. When contributions happen automatically, the decision is already made. The money moves before you have a chance to redirect it. You don't need motivation. You don't need discipline in the moment. The system handles it. This is where it gets really interesting, because the people who retire with financial security aren't usually the highest earners in the room. In many cases, they're the people who automated consistent contributions early and simply left them alone. No dramatic moves, no complex strategies, just a system that ran quietly in the background for decades. So, what do the habits actually look like in practice? Start earlier than feels necessary. Even small contributions in your 20s carry compounding weight that contributions in your 40s simply cannot replicate. If you're already past that window, start now anyway. Waiting another year is always the more expensive choice. Protect your savings rate every time your income grows. Lifestyle can improve moderately, but for most people, letting savings rate rise proportionally with income is one of the most reliable paths to long-term security.
Automate the contribution before you see the money. Set up a transfer that runs on payday, not at the end of the month, not when you remember. Right after income arrives, the retirement contribution moves first. And finally, treat retirement savings as non-negotiable, not as optional. The mindset shift matters. When retirement savings are treated like a bill you owe your future self, they stop being something you get around to and start being something that just happens. Here's the truth most people eventually confront too late. Retiring broke is rarely the result of one big financial disaster. It's the result of small habits, compounded quietly over decades. Waiting a little longer, spending a little more, saving a little less consistently. But the same logic works in reverse. Small habits applied consistently over time build an entirely different outcome. 30 years from now is going to arrive whether you prepare for it or not. The only question is what your financial life looks like when it gets there. Will you be sitting across from an advisor hoping the numbers are okay? Or will you be the person who made small, consistent decisions for long enough that the numbers took care of themselves? That version of retirement is closer than it feels. It just requires starting before you feel ready. If this video helped you think differently about retirement, hit the subscribe button. And I'm curious about something. What's the one financial habit you think makes the biggest difference over time? Let me know in the comments, because sometimes the difference between retiring broke and retiring free is a single habit you build this year.